Hey everybody, hope you are doing well. Welcome to If You Don't Like That. Coming up on Thursday, the NBA schedule release that we can go over. Week 2 of the NFL preseason. And again, you hope for no injuries. We'll keep our eye on the development of high draft picks, rookie quarterbacks, and some key free agents as we get you ready for the opening game in the National Football League. College football, who will win the national championship? We can get into that and more. A couple of notes on the NBA schedule. The league will kick off games with the Rockets at the Thunder, and then the Warriors will be at the Lakers. Those games will be on the new partner of the NBA, NBC. Then on the 22nd, the Cavaliers will visit the Knicks. The Mavericks will host the Spurs. And then on the 23rd, OKC in Indiana, and the Nuggets taking on the Warriors. All right. Now we know about the Christmas games: Cavaliers at the Knicks, Spurs at the Thunder, Rockets at the Lakers, Mavericks at the Warriors, and Minnesota at the Nuggets. So those are some of the games that are official, and we do know, and we'll wait until Thursday. All right. Am I a bit worried about Malik Neighbors' injury? Of course, the wide receiver with the Giants. The Giants don't seem to be too concerned, but anytime I'm hearing about a toe, yeah, but they're not that worried about it. So we'll see. I'm reading this. Did I see ESPN? Grant, did you see ESPN said that Deion's son made the NFL look like racist fools because he fell in the draft? Did they really say that? I don't watch ESPN, so I can't really comment on that. So how does that explain Cam Ward going number 1 in the draft? Can you help me out with that? I'm just asking. Rhett, how are you? Says, oh boy, sure missed you, Grant. So excited to listen on the radio again. I am pumped. We're getting closer. To September 2nd when I will be on Fox Sports 104.7 FM, 890 AM. You can also download the Fox Sports KSAC app, Fox Sports KSAC. It's going to be nice to be on FM radio. I like that. Both AM and FM, but I like that. 104.7 FM. Again, download the app, Fox Sports KSAC. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. All right. Yes, they did it. It was Marcus Spears specifically. It's just stupid. I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, what are we talking about here? It's idiotic. That's the biggest problem with America. Period. In my opinion, that's the number one problem in America. That's it. I mean, it defies logic. It defies common sense to me that anybody would think that Shedeur Sanders falling to the 5th round was because the color of his skin. Did you see the first round? Beginning with Cam Ward? It's just, I don't know. It's stupidity. It's just stupidity. I don't even know why we still discuss it, to be honest with you. Like, why are we even discussing this? Just stupidity. Andre says, I've always had playing basketball and watching basketball as my favorite sport, but for some reason, the NFL excites me more when we have it. Well, I think the biggest I think the biggest difference is you're only watching your team play once a week, right? Whereas basketball, you might have 4 games in a week. I think, there's a big difference between 82 games and 17 games. Do I think that $15 million a year is too much for the Bills running back James Cook? It's a lot for a running back. It's a lot. It's a lot. John says, Grant, I can't wait for you to take over local radio again. Your honesty is second to none, and everybody in radio should realize that. I can't wait either. I can't wait either. I can't wait. I really can't. I'm so pumped up for September 2nd and 3 o'clock and what that day is going to be like. I'm really excited, very excited. I've had many members of the Sacramento media reach out to me, which I've appreciated. And again, I talk about the reaction to the announcement last week. It's been overwhelming, so I'm grateful. And we're going to carry that right into September and get ready for the start of the NFL season. Love it. Live radio, then get something to eat and do this show. Then Rhino joining me during the King season when we do all of our shows, all of the post-game shows. Man, it's going to be freaking awesome. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, I've been reading a little bit about the Shohei Ohtani report. It is unbelievable. I don't know what to believe anymore. Yes, the time slot is 3 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Thank you for asking. 3 to 6. Thank you for the pub there. Every afternoon. Grant, I like that shirt. Thank you. My tailor in Bangkok made it for me, Bobby. Raj's Fashions. Thank you very much. I like it too. Am I ready for the Sacramento heat? You know I've migrated to South Florida, right? Where it's hot and humid. I mean, I'm not worried about it. I'll do just fine. Thank you very much. I appreciate your concern, though. I think I'll handle it just fine. Oh gosh. I prefer the heat over the cold. Man, I am not into the cold weather anymore. After growing up where I did on Long Island and going to college in Northwest Ohio and then working in Illinois for 3 years, when I moved to California, I was like, oh, thank goodness, no more hard winters. Should you shave your beard on your first show? No. No, you should not. Wait a while. First show is going to be like, we're not messing around on the first show. You know what I mean, John? And I don't mean, you know me, John. So you know what? I'm not messing around on this first show. We're coming out of the gate heavy. We're not coming out with gimmicks. We're not coming out with, shaving beards. We're coming out with big time Grant Napier and my audience full steam ahead. All right. Will I be doing remote shows also? I don't know about that yet. I don't know if I'll be taking the show out to venues for like Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football. I don't know yet, Garrison. I'll let you know, though. And thank you for asking. All right. Thank you for asking. Grant, I'm a 1X. Bring me a shirt like that from Thailand. Well, I got a better idea. They do trunk shows in America. Bobby from Rogers Fashions is in America right now. And they do about 2 or 3 trips a year. And they go away for about 2 weeks at a time. And it's phenomenal. So if you all are interested in very nice clothes at a very, very, very affordable price, whether it's suits, shirts like this, anything that they can make, you let me know, and I'll talk to Bobby and Dane, and I will have them schedule Sacramento. They were in Sacramento about a year ago, and it didn't go very well. And I was like, Bobby, I'm really sorry. But if you all are interested, you let me know. If I can get a number of people that would be interested in them making a stop in Sacramento, I'll get it done. Love this. Grant, this is your radio redemption that we here in Sacramento, we're truly praying for you to come back. You, my friend, are truly blessed. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sing in the King. So happy and excited to see you, Grant. Let's go, Kings. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Paul says, Grant, your show is going to resume right where you left. No drop off. That's saying something. Thank you. I appreciate that. LeBron is the most overhyped player in the league. Right now he is. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think that's very true. I don't think we can dispute that, can we? Who's more overhyped than LeBron James? Will there be a welcome party? I don't know about that yet. We'll talk about that. You know, I don't agree with this. Niners got stuck with Moody, who showed so many times that he can't kick under stress. How many games do the Niners need to lose because of Moody's kicks before they realize that he needs to go? I'm not there yet, and I understand your comment, but I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I understand where you're coming from. I'm not there yet. I could be there during the course of this year, but right now, as we sit here and talk in the middle of August, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. But I think, listen, I don't think you're alone from a 49ers perspective. I think there are a lot of fans, or at least a number of fans, that are down on Moody being back as the kicker. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Hey, New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you. They're available around the clock 24/7 for your plumbing needs and repairs. SackServicePlumbing.com or the number on your screen. New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you, and they are awesome. Remember, folks, for all of your plumbing needs and repairs, New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you. And I want to point out that with me continuing to do this show and moving on to live radio, if you are a business owner and you are looking for sponsorships and you would like me to endorse your product, you can email me at gnapier@gmail.com. And if it's a fit and we converse and I believe in your business and feel like I can help your business grow and prosper, then I'm on board. So there you have it. Send me an email, gnapier@gmail.com. There are going to be a lot of opportunities for your business to grow, both here and on my radio show. All right, or both. Okay. I did see this. Great one. Did I hear Travis Kelce said his acting impacted his gameplay? I did see that. Yes. You know, I don't see myself getting a listener fantasy football league going. And the reason for that is I don't do it and I don't have a passion for it. And I have difficulty doing things that I'm not passionate about. And I'm not passionate about fantasy football. And I'm okay for doing it here on this format, but I wouldn't be okay doing it on live radio. I hope you understand that. Email incoming. Thank you, Rhett. Appreciate that. And I mean that. My sons do fantasy football. Matter of fact, you know, I'm still in Thailand for another couple days. The other night, I was at a bar for the Bangkok Fantasy Football League draft selection. All right. And they had me announce the draft selection for the 10 players in the Bangkok Fantasy Football League. So I understand it's big, and I don't begrudge anyone that plays fantasy football. It's just not for me. All right. It's just not for me. And I would not be able to do that on radio because I'm not passionate about it. You know, if you want to do a fantasy football deal here on YouTube with Rhino and me, I'm okay in discussing that. I'm okay in discussing that. I really am. How was it announcing Kobe Bryant games? What were your thoughts on him while he was playing? Well, I'll go back further. I announced Michael Jordan in his run of winning 6 championships twice a year, once in Chicago, once in Sacramento. And there was nothing that I've ever experienced like going to Chicago, and particularly the old Chicago Stadium when Michael Jordan was playing. Just it's unbelievable. For Kobe, special, but not. It wasn't in the same category as Michael Jordan. But here's the deal: you knew if the game was close, that Kobe Bryant was going to have the ball, and chances are he was going to break your heart. That's what you knew about Kobe, and he did that with the Kings so many times. Do they have pool tables and bars in Bangkok? Everywhere, like everywhere. There are more pool tables and bars in Bangkok than any city I've ever seen. Everywhere. Is the NFL big with the locals there? Not with the locals, but with all of the expats, which is a very sizable community. The NFL is on a lot of the TVs here, but you have to understand the NFL doesn't begin here until midnight. But if you're out and about, all the NFL games are on. And if you're in a hotel, they're on TV there. And then Sunday Night Football, which is Monday morning, Thursday Night Football, which is Friday morning, and Sunday Night Football, which is Monday morning, are all on. And the sports bar, there's a sports bar here called Sportsman, and they have everything. They have every game on, you can walk in and go, hey, I want to watch the Kings play the Thunder. They'll go, okay, and they'll put it on for you. You can walk in and go, I want to watch the Rangers play the Flyers. All right, we'll put it on for you. Like if it's not on when you walk in, they'll put it on for you. It's a great place. It's right in Bangkok. It's on Soi 13, Soi means street. It's great. The Kings are not moving Malik to bring in Westbrook. I just don't see that happening. I don't think there's any way that happens. I just don't. I heard that the Peppermill restaurant back in the days was very popular for Kings players. Very true. There are only 2 places to go eat. Peppermill on Arden Way and Fridays, TGIF Fridays on Howe, and I think it was at Ethan Way, Howe and Ethan. That's it. There was nowhere else to eat. Peppermill was good. Right across from the Arden Fair Mall. Very good. I used to go there. When I was 10, my friend said he had tickets to the Kings Bulls game, and he and his mom were going to pick me up outside my house. I walked on my porch in my Michael Jordan jersey. For 2 hours, they never showed. Oh, my goodness gracious. Wow. Paul says, so from midnight to 3 a.m. makes for a fun evening. No. From midnight until 11 in the morning. Okay? Not just 3 in the morning, because then you have the second game starting, and then you have the Sunday night game beginning. John says, I can't wait. I think I'm going to go there in March or April of next year. You're lucky. Understand that's the hottest time of the year to go to Thailand is April. April is very hot. Just keep that in mind. All right? Just keep that in mind. Yep. TGIF Fridays. That's where you would find a lot of the Kings. It's hard to believe, but that was the spot. That was the spot. Hey, Sunrise Landing, that's the spot too. If you're looking to relocate, you go to Sunrise Landing's website, CalusaSunrise.com, and you can check out more of their beautiful models. 6 to choose from. No Mellorews, no homeowners. These models are beautiful. Adjacent to the Calusa Golf and Country Club. And I think you're going to love it. Easy to get to. I-5, Highway 45, Highway 20, a Blazona development project. Check out beautiful Sunrise Landing. Go to CalusaSunrise.com. That's CalusaSunrise.com. Happy to have you here. Hope you had a chance to hear Jerry Reynolds on with Rhino. I heard Rhino ask Jerry, or maybe it was a viewer, Jerry's 5 least desirable places to travel in the NBA. And number 1 was Memphis. Number 1 on my list, Memphis. Jerry's 5 least desirable places was identical to mine. Good job, Jerry. Good job. Good job. June's a great time to go. May, still hot. June's a little better. But, I mean, you can go in April. I don't mean to say that you can't go. It's just hot. It's the way it is. Were I aware of the Red Lion just down the street from Peppermill? Yeah, of course. Of course. It's hard to miss only a few structures that were there in the 80s, Just. Preston says, Grant, I've never traveled outside of the country on my own before. What advice would you give me for preparation? It's a great, I would do YouTube, TikTok to look at places that you want to visit. I would use TripAdvisor for hotel reviews. I would try to speak to other people that you may know that have been to a location that you're going to. Those are some of the things I would do. I love traveling. I mean, it's something I've loved ever since I was a little kid. Did I like going to New Orleans to call games? I went to Appellate games last year and really enjoyed it. I'm like Jerry. I am not a fan of New Orleans. I'm not a fan. I don't hate going there like Jerry does, but I am not a fan of New Orleans. It's not for me. And that arena is the worst in the league. The place is dead. There's no environment. No, I didn't like going to New Orleans. Not at all. Not at all. What was the old Arco 1 like? Was it like the A's playing in West Sac now? No, it wasn't anything like that. It was 10,333 crazy, passionate fans packed in on top of the floor, and there was nothing like it, maybe in the history of the NBA. There was nothing like that building. It was magnificent to go watch a game there. Magnificent. Magnificent. Absolutely incredible. Incredible. John says, I'm coming, but badass Grant, if it's freezing or 110, I think I can endure. Well, it's definitely not going to be freezing. I can 100% guarantee you that. And I can guarantee you it won't be 110. It very rarely gets over 90, the low 90s, but you have a heat index. If you can handle California in the summer, John, you can handle Thailand in April. Don't worry about it. I did like coming to Portland a lot until about the last 4 or 5 years when downtown Portland became a dump and a city full of homelessness and drugs. But I love going to Portland. I love the fans there. The fans were great. I love going to the arena. And my favorite restaurant, El Gaucho, there on Broadway, was great. So I did like going to Portland, but unfortunately, the downtown, like so many other cities in America, have just gone to the dump. I never did meet Tiny Archibald, no. In Memphis, nobody speaks and they're lifeless in their eyes. It's really sad what's going on in Memphis. And I'm not talking about the suburban Memphis. I'm not talking about outside the city limits. I'm talking about downtown. It's terrible. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I don't feel safe there. And a lot of people don't feel safe there. And the hotel sucks. And I mean, it's it's not good. It's not a place I really want to go to. It's really unfortunate. Now, I know that the neighborhoods and the areas away from the city are beautiful, I've heard, but that's not where we go. We stay downtown. What do I think about your all-time defensive team? Peyton, Jordan, Pippen, Garnett, Hakeem. That's pretty good. What about Bruce Bowen? His defense was incredible. I mean, there are some others, but yeah, I could live with that. I could live with that. What about Bill Russell? You're not going to have Bill Russell on your all-time defensive team? I mean, really? Like, how could you not have Bill Russell on that team? Thank you, buddy. Says I'm happy for you. I appreciate that very much. Hope you're doing well. Got any more marathons you're going to be doing? I always wondered about running a marathon, and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do it because I've never really enjoyed running that much. I'm like, nah, that was never for me. Never for me. Never for me. All right, let me help out here. Let me help out. Grant, I went on Google Play to find Fox Sports Sack and couldn't find it. So I went to the website and saved to my font screen, and now I'm ready to go. Can't wait. Thank you, buddy. You know, when I first went, I couldn't find it either. And then I realized it was Fox Sports KSAC. So the app is called, I've got it right on my phone here. I want to double check. I want to make sure that I'm not giving anyone the wrong information. But on Google Play, yep, Fox Sports KSAC is the name of the app. Now I have an Android, all right, but the Play Store, Fox Sports KSAC. That's the app. And I hope that you can download it and we'll be ready to roll on September 2nd. Can't wait. Mark Eaton was unbelievable for blocking shots. 7'4". Yep. I agree. Move the Grizzlies to Seattle. It's beyond time to bring back the Sonics. 100% agree with you. 100% agree. Definitely. Grant, what was the one thing during this time, from you being fired to now, that kept you level-headed and believing in yourself? Fabulous question. Fabulous question. Number one, doing nice things for other people, first and foremost. Number two, meeting a whole new network of friends in South Florida, most of whom were people of color, African American, Black, Caribbean islands. I did a podcast on this, by the way. I'm meeting virtually one night at the restaurant with my wife, and we met virtually at the restaurant. And I ended up meeting virtually for a drink on a Sunday night. And I ended up speaking to her for 4 hours. She became one of the dearest friends of my life and still to this day is. Her father was from Nigeria. So Nigerian father. Mother was from Louisiana. Their family took me in. Their last name is Aliu, and they now consider me Grant Aliu. African American family. Embraced me. Couldn't believe my story. Couldn't believe that I lost my job over All Lives Matter. Didn't understand it. And that was probably as instrumental as anything that happened in the first 2 years of me leaving Sacramento that kept me level-headed and afloat. And then from them, I met so many other people. It was like a big domino effect. And the other issue is, like, this doesn't happen enough. You've heard me over the years. This is not political. I don't care who you voted for. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care if you voted for Harris. I don't care if you voted for Trump. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care what your religion is. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care what your ethnicity is. Doesn't matter to me. I don't even think about it. I don't care what your sexual orientation is. Live your life how you want. What I care about is, are you a good person or are you not? Can I sit down at a table with you as a stranger and strike a conversation and move forward? I actually went on a Sunday to a place in Miami with Virgily and 5 or 6 of her friends to a place called Nikki Beach, which is a happening spot on Sunday. It's phenomenal. Brunch, it's great. And we all sat and had brunch, and we were sitting around a circular table in a beautiful Sunday afternoon in the wintertime. I was the only white person there. And 4 of the people, I think there were 6 plus me, 4 of the people I had never met before. We sat there, you ready for this? For 6 hours. 6 hours. Talking about all of this. Just an open discussion. Backgrounds, what we believe in, what we find acceptable, what we find offensive, what we find this, what we find that. And at the end of the 6 hours, I felt I knew those people forever. I felt like, well, gee, I've known you ever since I was a kid. And even though we were different generations, completely different backgrounds, we pretty much had the same things in common. We pretty much had the same things in common, and we pretty much believed in the same thing. And again, they could not believe what happened to me. They were blown away. So, like, until you sit down unfiltered and have a conversation with people that don't look like you, don't sound like you, that aren't in your age group and blah, 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 like, you don't even know what's going on in the world until you sit down and talk to people. I did that so much, and it was great. My whole new network of friends in South Florida are freaking awesome. Awesome. And, like, you hear people in America, and I hope you don't mind me going off on a tangent, but I hear this all the time. White people automatically refer to a person of color as African American. Well, that's wrong. There are many, many people of color in America that aren't African American, but you stereotype them. That's wrong. I have so many friends in Florida that don't want to be referred to as African American. Virgily does, because her father's from Nigeria. I have another black friend from Philadelphia that I also did a podcast on, who was playing football at Eastern Michigan. And basically, after 2 years, transferred to North Carolina A&T. And his experience and what he went through was unbelievable. I did a whole podcast on this. And one day we were sitting around on my balcony having a beer. He's much younger than me, by the way. He's 28 or was 28 at the time. And I asked him, I go, hey, let me ask you. I go, like, if people are referring to your ethnicity, if they're talking about you, would you want to be referred to as African American or black? He goes, oh no, black. I'm like, okay. And I said, explain to me why. Then I was with a podiatrist All right, couple. They were both podiatrists in Florida, and we were at Key West, and it was virtually her boyfriend, them, and I had only gone down there for 2 days, so it was the five of us, and we're talking and hanging out, and I said to her, I go, and they were people of color. And I said, I'm just curious because I've talked to Virgil about this, and she interrupted me. She goes, I know Virgil said you guys have had a lot of great conversations. I said, yeah, I have. And I said, like, so would you refer to yourself as Black or African American? She said, neither. She goes, I'm not Black and I'm not African American. I'm like, oh. She goes, I'm from Panama. I'm like, oh, okay. She goes, I don't. I'm Panamanian. I go, okay. So like, when you see someone and you think, gee, they're African American. No, 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 no. Don't assume that. Don't assume that. Okay? Don't see someone that is a person of color and go, oh, African American. No, that's wrong. It's wrong. There are, I just gave you many examples of that. So to answer your question, and it was a great question. It's a great question. That's what kept me going. That's what kept me going. Plain and simple, meeting different people, particularly people of color, and them telling me they didn't have any problem with me saying all lives matter, that really kept me going. It's a great question because no one's really asked me that before. No one's ever asked me that before. So now there are many things to keep me going. Rabanese, I still think that was the most bullshit firing. How you choose a player who isn't level-headed over a legend is insane. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate that very much. So, my message when I'm talking about all of this is don't be afraid to strike up a conversation with a stranger. I had Mike Lamb on my podcast. Mike was my co-host for a couple of years. Mike's a dear friend. And Mike grew up in Clovis. And Mike was very honest on my podcast. And we talked about this. And Mike said he was a redneck. And he explained, you only know what you know. You don't know what you don't know. Said, that's how he grew up. He grew up in Clovis and a redneck. And he said he only had a viewpoint a certain way. And he said when he went to USC to play football, it changed his life because he was then around people that didn't look like him and didn't sound like him, that had a completely different background than him. And he said it was the best educational experience he's ever had in his life, being with Ronnie Lott and Marcus Allen and so many other Black players. He said it changed his life. He said it changed his life because it made him see and think differently from where he grew up in Clovis. And he said, and I'm paraphrasing here, he said, what you really need to do is break bread with somebody that's a total stranger, that doesn't look like you and doesn't sound like you, and sit there and talk to them. And it's the best advice that I think anyone can give to another person. You learn so much. And again, I keep going back to what you find is that you have a lot more in common with that person than you thought. Like Virgil. Virgil is 25 years younger than me, African American. And bless her heart, she had wanted a baby. She's now 43 and she's got a 1-year-old, and I'm thrilled to death for her and Adrian with their baby. I'm thrilled to death for them. But virtually, we got to be such good friends She made me go on dates with her. I'm like, I'm not going on a date with you. She goes, no, you are. I go, you got to come meet this guy. I go, virtually. I'm in my 60s. I'm not going to go like, she goes, no, you have to go with me. And I did. And I would say, virtually, no, that person's not right for you. And her father, her parents live in Orlando. So when I would go to her house in Orlando, I got to be very close with her dad, Patrick. Patrick's a phenomenal man. Very, very, very successful man in the construction business all over the United States. We're very tight. And when we would have our moment, he'd go, hey, I really appreciate you looking out for virtually. I said, don't worry, I've got it. He says, no, I really appreciate that. And I said, I promise you, I won't let anyone be with her that is not right for her. I give you my word on that. And then finally, I met Adrian. I said, virtually, that's the one. She goes, really? I go, virtually, that's the one for you. And they're together. They have a baby. See, Grant the matchmaker. But anyway, like, again, I had nothing. I didn't think I would have anything in common with virtually. Complete different generation. Everything was different about us except for one thing. That one thing was, until you sit down and start talking to them, you find out that one thing is you're just like each other, except for your different ages and come from different parts of the country, and you had a different upbringing. But you want the same thing, and you believe in the same thing, and she's a phenomenal human being, and that's all I cared about. It's just the way it goes. So that's my advice to everybody out there. That's my advice. Says, Paul, you and I are brothers, and for Grant to keep doing this means so much to you and I and our entire community. Thank you. There's too much hatred in America. And there's too much, well, you like Trump, so I hate you. Oh, you like Biden and Harris, so I hate you. Like, why do you have to hate somebody because they have a different political belief than you? Like, I don't understand that. Like, why? Rabanese says, I'm a 33-year-old black man from Pasadena, California. And I love talking to you, and I love when you call the show. And I guarantee you, if you and I sat down and had dinner, we'd probably be there until the restaurant closed. Like, I already know that from talking to you right here on YouTube. Never met you, but I guarantee you, if we met for dinner, they would have to kick us out of the restaurant. But, like, why do people, and I didn't mean this show to get like this, so I apologize. Why do we automatically stereotype or dislike someone because they voted for Trump or because they voted for Harris? Why do we automatically stereotype someone if they're a Gavin Newsom supporter or they hate Gavin Newsom? Right? Isn't it okay to believe what you believe in and have a conversation with a person that doesn't believe the same as you, but you have an ability to sit down? My brother and I are polar opposites, night and day. Could not be any more different. And we sit down and we talk about these things. And my brother is extremely smart, much smarter than me, by the way. 4.0 student in high school, National Honor Society, double major in college, 4.0. Like, my brother is very smart, and my brother is very educated, and my brother reads a lot. But in my opinion, the difference between my brother and me is common sense. And I've told him this before, so if he's watching, he would respect what I'm saying. I look at a lot of matters in our society with common sense. I don't look at it from a political aspect. I look at it from common sense. Like, to me, common sense is, if somebody is stealing something from your store, there needs to be a consequence. There needs to be repercussion. Okay? Like that's common sense to me. Common sense to me doesn't mean, well, if you steal a couple of $100 and you walk out of the store and no, common sense to me means that you should be tackled, you should have the crap beaten out of you, you should be arrested, and you should be thrown in jail. Like to me, that's common sense. Now, have the crap beaten out of you. I'm exaggerating. Okay. But that's my point. Like to me, that's common sense. Like I don't think we need to debate that in society, right? Like to me, looting to me is not debatable. Like we shouldn't allow that in our society. That's just common sense. Like if I own a business, okay, I should be protected from a group of people throwing bricks through my windows and ransacking my business. Like I should be protected from law enforcement, and law enforcement should have the right to protect me. Like that's common sense, right? Like that's not political. See, I don't deal in Republican, Democrat. I don't give a damn about that. I deal in common sense. I deal in common sense in my sports commentary. Like if a player on the Sacramento Kings like DeMarcus Cousins is getting continually ejected from games, cursing at fans, bullying media, being disrespectful to coaches, common sense tells me I don't want that person on my team. It's not because I don't like them. It's not because, and by the way, I don't really dislike DeMarcus. People think I hate DeMarcus. That's really not true. I've had a lot of good conversations with him, believe it or not. But common sense would tell me that's not good for my team. Common sense would tell me that's not a winning formula, right? That's common sense. Like, what has happened to common sense in our society? What's happened to it, right? What on earth has happened to our society? What's happened to it? What's happened to common sense? Common sense went out the window. Why and when? Right? Like all lives matter, every single one. Like, doesn't common sense tell you that, wait a minute. This person has been calling games in a league that's 85% black and he's never had an issue before. And now all of a sudden he's racist because he said all lives matter, every single one. Oh, and he had a foundation where he sent over 100 underprivileged at-need students to college, many of whom were people of color. Isn't that like, doesn't common sense tell you, well, gee, that guy's not racist? Like, wouldn't that just be common sense? Huh? Like, I mean, like this stuff is stupid. It's common sense, but common sense went out the window in America a long time ago. And why is that? Like, why is that? So I don't deal in being on the left, being on the right. You know what? I deal with common sense. Give me common sense. Give me common sense. Hey, Grant, just curious, what would you have given yourself as a punishment at the time when you said that in 2020? I can't answer that question. I can't answer that question because to me, I should have been allowed to go back on the radio on June 1st at 3 in the afternoon and explain why I put on social media the night before, all lives matter, every single one. And in my heart, I believe that had I been allowed to go on the radio that day, that this would not have been a big story. I believe that. And I believe that the vast majority of people listening to my show that day, which would have been in the thousands and thousands and thousands, would have said, all right, I get it. Okay. So, like, why should I be punished for saying all lives matter, every single one? Zach, what's wrong with that? Like, don't you believe that? Not yeah, but no. Don't you believe that? I read this quote all the time. All right. I wrote it down because I used it on a radio show the other night. In 2020, Zuby, who's got over 1 million followers on Twitter, now X, Zuby Music, author, rapper. I've really enjoyed following his social media posts. He said this a lot more eloquently, Zach, than I could say this. Black lives matter because all lives matter. White lives matter because all lives matter. All lives couldn't matter if black or white lives didn't matter or any others. Stop being dumb and dividing over basic stuff we already agree on. There you have it. Stop being dumb. Translation: use some common sense. Zuby said it as well as can be said. I can't say it any better than that. What do I think about Howard Stern being canceled? I don't know what's going on with Howard Stern. I really don't. I really don't. Thank you. All lives matter, every single one. Why would that be punished? Nothing to punish. Exactly. That's why I can't answer your question, Zach. Like, what should have my punishment been? Why would I be punished for saying that? And the first principle in my religion is the inherent worth and dignity of every person. That's the first principle of 7 in my religion. Number 1, the inherent worth and dignity of every person. Like now, after 60 years on earth, I'm not going to believe that anymore. I mean, come on. Come on. So these are all great questions. And I love an open forum where we can talk about these things. But like, what happened to common sense in our society, right? So, Zach, when you ask me, what have I given for a punishment? Why would I be punished? You know, I don't understand why I would be punished. So I went off on a big tangent there, didn't I? Right? So guess what? All right. Starting September 2nd, Common Sense is coming back to the airwaves in Sacramento. Okay? Common Sense. It's coming back. It is coming back. Zach follows up, Grant, I agree with you. All lives matter 100%. I think the timing was really bad. I think you should have had a chance to apologize and maybe 1 week suspension for society to calm down on political even. I would have been okay with that. And I think I should have been given a chance to go on the air and explain myself. Zach says, just my opinion, way too harsh what you got. I'm with you 100%. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, NBA guru. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really to a point where in 2025, like I'm done debating this. Like I'm not debating it anymore. What not like or even discussing it. Like I'm not debating this on my radio show, but I am debuting this September 2nd. My radio show will debut on September 2nd on Fox Sports Sacramento, KSAC, 104.7 FM, 890 AM. Tuesday, September 2nd, the day after Labor Day, at 3 p.m. At 3 p.m. Grant, in my opinion, you're still on pace to become a Hall of Fame broadcaster. Never give up. You know, I appreciate that. But, like, I don't care about the Hall of Fame or anything. I just care about whether you like the work I do and you want to listen to me. That's all I really care about. In American sports, is the USA hockey team the greatest moment in American sport? Yes, the Miracle on Ice in 1980, in my lifetime, without question, is the greatest achievement in sport in the history of the United States. And I was blessed to have 2 friends play on that team, Ken Morrow and Mark Wells, both from Bowling Green, who I got to know because I was the announcer for Bowling Green hockey. And that was such a thrill, not only to watch that, but to have two friends on the team. Phenomenal. Yes. Is there going to be a YouTube stream of the radio show? We're going to be audio only. We're not going to be a video format, but there will be other ways in addition to the app to listen to the show. But you should get the app. You should download the app. Fox Sports KSAC. All right. Again, Fox Sports KSAC. Says in 2020, we were in a weird place as a country and things were hypersensitive. You fell victim to the radicalism. Hopefully, new things have cooled down, and the consensus is you had zero racism in your take. There's always going to be people that are going to believe what they want to believe. Okay? Like if someone believes that my comment was racist, I'm not going to try to change their mind. I'm going to feel sorry for them. Okay? And I would guarantee you, without even knowing who those individuals are, guarantee, or 99% certain, that I have done more to help out the Black community in the city that I lived in for more than half my life than they've ever done. I would put my reputation on the line to state that anyone that makes that claim doesn't have a leg to stand on to me when it comes to helping and benefiting the minority community of Sacramento, California. I'm going to tell you right now, they want to call me that word, which is to me deplorable. What have you done to make your community better? More importantly, what have you done to make the Black community better in your society, in your city? I know what I did, and it's not window dressing. It's life. I gave over 100 human beings an olive branch to go to college. The first generation ever in their family to do so. I'm proud of that. I'll always be proud of that. It's the most proud I've ever been. Making a difference in the community that you live in. How many people can say they've done that? So you can call me whatever you want, but what have you done to make your community better? There you have it. I'll have that Fox Sports KSC app by tomorrow. Thank you very much. The show is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. Pacific time. Love the questions here. I've already downloaded the app, heard a lot of your promos. I'm so pumped. It's going to be just like the old days. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. How do I feel about Cousins wanting his jersey retired for the Kings? He's delusional, and any Kings fan that thinks he should is delusional as well. You know what? Don't worry about what we're going to have and what we're not going to have right now, because we are in the infancy of what we're going to do. And I am a sportscaster and a sports talk show host, and that's not my forte. I'm letting the station handle that. But trust me, they are looking into everything, and they are going to handle that. They are the quote unquote social media experts, not me. Okay? I'm going on the radio every day to do what I do. I'm going to let them do what they do. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I can't worry about that. I can talk to them about that, but that's their domain. I know my show is going to be successful. I can't wait. And I wish it was September 2nd tomorrow. I really do. But just so you know, my show's not going to be about politics. Like I'm not going down that road. You want to listen to politics? There are many other choices. I'm going about sports. Now, if they intersect where it's unavoidable and I have to talk about it, obviously I will. But that's not why I got in the radio, and that's not why I'm coming back. All right, we're talking about the NFL. We're talking about the Kings. We're talking about whatever's pertinent in sports. That's what we're doing. And I can't wait for that. What up, Grant? What's up, Sam? Absolutely. And here's something else that I'm going to be doing. All right. And I'm very, very excited about this as well. I'm going to be at Bennett's Prime Seafood and Steaks, whether it's Sacramento, Roseville, or the West Side Grill in Rockland. I'm very excited to go to Bennett's, see Brian and the staff. I'll be at all three locations. Go to bennettsrestaurants.com. That's bennettsrestaurants.com. Check out their Taste of Summer menu as well. So much going on, and their weekend brunch. bennettsrestaurants.com. I'm pumped for that as well. Pumped for that as well. What time is it here? Wow. How come an hour didn't go this fast when I was in math class? Huh? How come an hour didn't go this fast when I was in history class? Those hours seem like 8 hours. I can't believe it's already 8 o'clock Pacific time. Wow, that was unbelievable. Incredible. Wow. Seriously, I can't believe it. All right, tomorrow, back at you, 7 o'clock, right here on If You Don't Like That. Hope you had a chance to listen to Rhino and watch Rhino and Jerry Reynolds today. If not, go back and check it out at your leisure. My ped. My ped. That means no spice. Not spicy. My spice ped. My ped. No. Thank you, John. Appreciate the heck out of you, buddy. Appreciate the heck out of you. Talk to you tomorrow, everybody. Thank you very much. All right. Bye-bye now.